Hello, welcome
everyone.
back.
Welcome. We have a camera for this one.
Yeah, so we're on camera this time.
This is actually the first episode we'll have actually recorded.
We definitely didn't try before,
and
it definitely didn't fail.
And this episode is actually super special. Not just because we have the camera, but we actually have our first guest on the show. And every time we have a guest, we're going to refer to them in the kitchen. And today we have our good friend Trent here. We'll bring up the guest
Baba
cam.
Booey.
There he is.
Our first official guest.
Episode 2, we had Randy's mom on a speakerphone.
But, yeah.
Let me tell you, it's an honor being in the kitchen.
It's awesome to have someone in the kitchen. He's not actually in the kitchen.
He's also the reason why we're able to record right now. Our faces.
Trent brought in how much do you think all of this cost you, ballpark?
Let's
2-3 grand.
If we're not including the $1,400 for the phone, let's see.
What are we counting?
If we're including the phone, it's at least
I would say
$3,000.
I was gonna say 3,000. That's awesome. But yeah, we're super official right now. This is kind of a dope setup.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But awesome. So for everyone that's listening audio wise, go check out the YouTube channel. We'll
find us on TikTok too.
The TikTok account as well.
Yeah.
We'll have it on there. We'll post clips, full episodes on YouTube, the whole shebang. Awesome.
Share the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Because I tried posting a promotional video on TikTok and I got maybe 30 views. And the only people who liked it were my friends. And I'm kind of sad and down about it. But
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well.
And keep an eye out for an official Twitter account coming soon.
Awesome.
You gonna do a Twitter account for us?
I could be your social manager.
Trent wants to be the social manager.
I got Instagram or something.
Heck, I already made the logo. You know why not?
That's true.
That's right. He made our logo.
That is
and
very
our
true.
YouTube background.
Heck yeah.
Because
awesome.
I literally stared at Photoshop for 2 hours and I was like, I don't know how to put text on a couch, so I'm just gonna talk to Trent. And then we got this. So
that's awesome.
Dope. On to Chouch.
Well, to get into things, Randy had some beef he wanted to share.
Yeah. So I was grocery shopping on Saturday as it was raining. And I realized when I was grocery shopping that I don't hate people more than while I'm grocery shopping, even if they're doing normal things. I just hate everyone when I'm grocery shopping. Does anyone else feel that? When they're grocery shopping, they hate everyone. The person will literally just be minding their business, looking at the different choices of ranch. And I'm sitting there like, I just want the freaking ranch. Let me get in there and get it, But they'll be minding the business, And it's just, I hate everyone. I don't want to talk to anyone.
Whenever you need to get in somewhere, there's someone in your way.
Always, every time.
Always, every time.
Every time. You'll be standing there looking at something, and someone will just walk right in front of you and stop and grab something. I'm like, am I visible to you?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Also, I was in the grocery store, and it was at Metro Market, and their intercom sounds like you're working in a factory. They're like, I'm like, what the heck? Why is just like assembly line factory right now? And I thought I was in a grocery store.
It's like the way the parents sound and the Peanuts.
Charlie Brown. Yeah, like this lady was checking out like strawberries or something. With a grocery cart, and then this lady walks up, and there's only like a little bit of space. She just stops and looks at me when I was trying to walk through, and I just look at her like, really? You're just gonna stand in that spot? I can't walk through. So I had to go around. She's just I think she was lost in space. She just stopped in the middle where I couldn't walk through, and I'm like, what are you doing?
That's when you run her over.
And that's when I thought, I was like,
anyone else think that with the back to the Peanuts thing, as a kid watching that, they sounded like that to you, but your parents could hear it normally, but you just thought that oh, they're adults, I don't know what they're saying.
I think my dad definitely played that off.
I as a kid, I always thought that's how it was. Okay, that's adult speak. I don't get
it. Exactly. Either that or my TV was broken. Same thing with there's certain shows where some of the characters were out of frame, too tall. You lean down to look up, try to see if you could see their face, or you didn't have
in the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's one of them. And you just thought your TV wasn't big enough. And
why aren't you in frame?
You buy a big enough TV to have them in the frame. It's man, I'm finally gonna see what this dude's face looks like. That's awesome. But sticking on the topic of retail, so all three of us have some sort of retail experience. Trent and I are still employed at retail stores.
Absolutely.
Fun fact, today I actually had a bit of an interesting shock. So I work at Menards, and up until, recently, like, or at the beginning of the like COVID, March of last year, they required masks for everybody, right? If you went in the store, you had to wear one. Didn't matter if you worked there, you didn't. And then a couple months ago, or actually it was like last month. So like a couple weeks ago, they changed it for the people coming in that weren't working. They were like, you don't have to wear one if like, you know, you're vaccinated, blah, 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 whatever. Like, we're just going to like trust your judgment. So a lot more people have been coming in without them on. And I'm like, cool. It's kind of good to see it getting back to somewhat normal. But I walked in today because like at that point, us as employees were still required to wear them. I walk in today and I'm like, you know, wearing mine as normal. And I walk in and I see someone walking past like that works here without one on. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, did I see that right? Because this has been like over a year of this been going like consistently. And it was just a very odd sight to see. I was like, is this like, like she just forget or whatever? And I keep walking. I see like 2 more people without them on. And I'm like, did something change? Because that like Sunday I worked, like this last Sunday I worked, I had off yesterday. And apparently that's when the rule changed. So I walk in and I was just like, so, and I'm starting to walk towards the desk that I usually work at. Nobody has them on. And I'm like, did I fucking miss something? Like, and yeah, so we actually don't have to wear them anymore, and it's kind of cool to kind of get back to like normalcy. It was weird. Like every time I went to go and like take a drink of something, I like because of muscle memory, I went to like pull it down. I'm like, I'm not wearing one. So it was kind of a shock. It was because like, holy shit, like this is like kind of coming to an end now, hopefully, but
it's definitely getting to that threshold.
We're hoping, but
I got let go before I had to wear a mask.
That's fair.
Well, I wasn't like I was like let go, but I wasn't like fired.
They fucking threw you out on the street.
Well, it was
in the
like
rain.
Yeah, it was like it got let go in like March, and then she like tried to get me back in September when I was already working for DoorDash and stuff, and I was just
really
kind of
bad. Like
I basically just took that as like I'm not going back. I didn't want to. I wanted to be done anyways, so I was like. Yeah, I'm just not coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for Walmart, they actually got rid of their mask mandate for those who were vaccinated a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, hell yeah. I got the good old vaccination Renos, you know, got the good,
got the shot. I got shot.
Got the fizzer,
got stabbed. The fizzer.
Team Pfizer.
Moderna. y'all
Johnson & Johnson.
Are y'all team Moderna or Pfizer?
Y'all, you team red or blue?
Red or blue. That's great. But so I need to ask everyone here, like, what your worst experience is while working retail, either with people you've worked with, just like the work itself, or just mainly like just people coming in and being dumb. Like, what's some of the worst things you've ever encountered, or just the craziest ones? Because I have a few. They're pretty funny. Like the last summer I worked at the Appleton store. We had a new GM come in because one of our other guys, he left the company. We had a new one come in, and he was a very young guy. His name was Roy, and he came in and he was like a pretty good dude. Mm-hmm. But in his first 2 weeks of working there, he had to clean up human shit twice.
Oh my goodness.
Twice.
Human shit.
In the same week. In the same week. The first one was just some drugged out just meth head that just
of course
took a shit in one of the registers.
Yeah, that's where the toilet
is. Just like in like the way that the registers were, they're like lanes.
Yep.
And
he like walked inside of it.
He was in the lane of the register and just
what?
He's like, this is a perfect fucking spot to take a massive shit. Yeah. But yeah, and the other one was there's an older gentleman that was trying to get to the bathroom in time. He just did not, and I actually feel really bad for him because I'm like, oh, like
did it go through the pants or did he? It was like
out. No, it was out the pant leg.
No.
And I was like, oh, I'm so like I feel bad for the guy because like he's older. He was probably in like his 80s and it was getting to that like at that age like you start to lose control of some of those things.
Functions.
Yeah.
Johnny, I can't get you the shitter.
Motherfucker, I gotta shit again. It's coming out.
Not liquid.
It was. It was funny because like I was hanging out in like the gutter aisle, which is really close to like the front end. One of the other like employees that I know there, she came up to me just like someone just shit on the floor, and I was like, again. And like I walked around the corner, it was just like a trail, and I was like, oh, I felt so bad, not only just for him, but like I think it was like his granddaughter that was there too, or his daughter, or someone. I just felt bad for them both because like obviously he didn't mean to. The meth head, on the other hand, is a different story. They were like, this is what I'm doing today. I'm going to shit in a Menards.
What's happening?
And I felt bad because the GMs are the only ones that can take care of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And since he was like the brand new one, they all just delegated it to him, and he had to do it 2 times in like the same week.
Guess what you got to do again?
I felt so bad for the guy, but it was funny.
I got a similar story to this. So it
poop?
was about a week ago.
I shit in a Menards.
Unfortunately not. I wish. So when I was working in the good old Walmart
Wally World?
Electronics. Good old Wally World.
In Antigo.
Mind
you.
Oh no.
Yep. So
those of you that
somebody
don't know.
came up to me and told me, "Hey, somebody stepped in something over by Automotive. Can you check it out?" I'm like,
Automotive's like in that same part.
You're in the same area.
Why are they asking you in electric?
They don't know.
They don't care.
They don't know.
They see somebody in a
See
blue
the
vest,
first
they're like,
person?
"Hey guy, you work here?"
Walmart man, get over here. I'm shit in the aisle. No.
I'm sorry.
Did I guess this?
What it wasn't.
Chaos going on
here.
here.
It's something similar. So, so there's an older lady with a cart, and there's a little pile of something there, and she stepped in it.
Oh,
and she's like, I stepped in something, and I'm not gonna move till it's cleaned up. I just wanted to let you know it's not mine. Thanks for the reassurance.
Can you imagine someone just shit in the aisle and just goes, "Damn, someone should clean this up."
I'm just gonna keep my foot in it
till someone cleans this shit up.
And what made it worse was, so we got maintenance people that do that. He was on lunch.
Oh.
So we had to try to find somebody to do it, and our our assistant manager working there at the time, he's like, "Well, you see, I'm kind of working on some AP stuff right now. Can you find somebody else to do it?"
No.
And I'm like, so I tried to find our cart pusher Hunter. He used to be a maintenance guy, so he was gonna go clean it up. And then another guy, he's like in his 50s. He came with those big cart scrubbers.
Yeah.
And he was going over the poop. he had to do laps to get it all cleaned up.
It's like a shit Zamboni.
It basically is.
Are you sure it was like a person, or was it like a dog?
Like,
I don't know. I didn't want to go down there to smell it.
They didn't figure out the culprit?
Unfortunately not, and I don't want to hear the end of the story.
What if it was a lady, but she was trying to make sure it wasn't her or something?
Yeah, what if she, I'd feel like it'd take a lot.
I gotta make a believable story.
Step in your own shit.
I mean, I feel
in a Walmart, nonetheless.
Also, how you just like not see that when you're walking,
right.
you know?
And like, I was thoroughly concerned. Like, I don't know how to clean this up. Am I supposed to clean this up? Because they asked me.
So this is a story that I heard from someone else. They worked at either a Macy's or maybe it was a JCPenney. It was like a clothing store.
Yeah.
And this is kind of going on like the trend of shit, of just like human shit. And apparently people would go in and try on pants.
Yeah.
And then go in the dressing room and just shit their pants.
It sounds about right.
Like the ones that they're trying on.
The new pants?
The new pants.
No!
Wow, do they really hate retail workers that much? My goodness.
I don't think these people had to be drugged out, but it was like, I've heard so many stories. They're just like, yep, someone shit pants, not theirs, but like,
yo, what kind of pants? Wrangler 3434s.
But I'm like, what in your right mind? You go into a JCPenney, you just like, I'm gonna shit their pants.
I'm pretty sure I heard something. There was like a bag of something found in the women's dressing room, and someone said it smelled like piss. So I don't know if it was like.
Took
a drink of some.
Drop that on me. I'm taking a drink.
I think it was like, I don't know if it was like a diaper or something, but it was in a plastic bag, and this girl's like, "Yeah, I found something and it smells like piss." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, that just reminds you of that like infamous photo I've seen of like a urinal that's just got those massive plastic bag
around
and
it.
it's filled with like 5 gallons of piss. Oh man. God, what are some other like bad, like, what's your worst like interaction with someone getting angry at you?
There was a lady a few weeks ago.
Okay.
She wanted a laptop.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a good laptop. She wanted a Chromebook. Never buy a Chromebook. Nobody
I
buys
actually
Chromebooks.
did one time, and like back when I was probably like 15, 16, maybe like 15. Mm-hmm. I wanted a laptop, and like Chromebooks were kind of a new thing.
Yeah, and
so they were cheap. There was like $250. It was like awesome. I can't wait to play Minecraft. And then I realized I couldn't because it didn't have a hard
That's the
drive.
reason why. That's the reason why the high school bought those to give the students for the whole year.
I think I ended up dropping that
Chromebook.
thing off a couch, and then it just was a permanent white screen, and I just threw it away.
Anyway, those things are not durable.
Continue your story.
So, somebody wanted this laptop, and the displays were swapped, so I had to give it to them for that specific price. And turns out we didn't have it in stock. I'm like, unfortunately, we don't have this one, but we do have the touchscreen variant. She's like, can you give it to me for this price? I'm like, unfortunately not.
I hate that. People that come into retail stores and think it's some sort of bargain.
Try to finagle
like try to like.
You can't haggle a set price.
No, a retail.
We don't make these prices, bro.
I sell this for this. This isn't a place you can go in and like bargain prices. Like this is eBay or like.
Bro, I just work here. That's the price.
That's it.
Hey, another thing. I was at Taco Bell a few weeks ago, and I asked the person up at the window when I was getting my food, I'm like, hey, the value menu is no longer $1. Do you know why? She's like, sorry, I just work here. I'm like, you work here, you should know the information.
Well, I feel like Taco Bell is different than like Kohl's.
But if you work there, you should at least like, okay, yeah, corporate said the prices have gone up. She's like, sorry, I just work here.
Yeah, you could have given that like excuse of like, it's corporate, you know.
Yeah,
and
instead of like
fine.
leaving me empty-handed, like, thanks, I'm glad to see you have a lot of appreciation for your company.
Yeah, it's just
the only thing I knew is like
I just work here.
There were certain products that you could use coupons on, and certain you can't. Like name products like Nike, Adidas, and stuff like that. You couldn't use any of our coupons on. So I was just like, yeah, the price with that is that you can't use the coupon for that because it doesn't work.
This reminds me of a story. Or you can continue yours. Keep going. But
Okay.
this just reminded me of something. I gotta try to
And
remember.
so she kept pointing to different laptops.
Yeah.
Saying, do we have them in stock? I'm like, unfortunately not. She's like, well, why do you have them out here? You should have an out-of-stock label on them. I'm like, unfortunately, we can't have out-of-stock labels because that's not a Walmart thing. She's like, well, then show me the display. I'm like, we can't do that either. And she was testing my patience. I just wanted to tell her to get out, but that's not the Walmart way.
That's not
Walmart. The Walmart way.
That's what they call it. The Walmart way.
That's hilarious.
Imagine it's just a slogan that says, Walmart way. Get the fuck out of our store.
Get your shit and get out.
Get your shit and get out. But is that the end of your story?
Pretty much,
okay.
yeah.
But so I remember back when I worked cashier, because now I work sales, but I did work cashier for about
started in cashier.
a year.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's fun. It's not a good fun time.
No. But I had a lot of older people shop at Menards. Not to like, but it's like a lot of elderly people shop there, and they get confused because they're elderly.
They can still build stuff.
Yeah.
Then they get confused on what's what.
I want to build a 20-foot deck for my wife.
But this lady, she's like, she's at the register. She's buying a bunch of stuff, and I was like, okay, go ahead and swipe your card or whatever. And she's trying to swipe it and it keeps getting denied. And this isn't like an uncommon thing. Like the chip readers and stuff, they're pretty bad. And she was like, I don't know why this, like, my card's not working. And I was like, oh, let me see it. Because I got really good at this thing where I'd, like, rub the chip with my finger a bunch of times. And then I just put it in and it worked. And I don't know why. I did it a bunch of times when I was working cashier. And I grabbed the lady's card. And I saw there wasn't a chip on it. And I was like, ma'am, this is a library card. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like it was like a local like public library card. I'm like, no shit, this isn't working. You can't buy things with a library card. But that was just something.
You guys ever had people come up to checkout and they were both deaf?
I've worked. Weirdly enough, there's a decent sized like deaf population in Wausau, because in the last like month I've worked with 3 separate deaf people.
Really?
Yeah, these 2 ladies came up, they were both deaf, and they were like handing me items, and I had to try to explain to them why one of these items didn't work for their coupon without saying it to them.
Did you write it down?
By just pointing at it. Yeah, then I wrote it down, but like for a while I got so flustered I was just like,
no good. Need other.
I still tried talking to them. Well, I didn't know they were.
Coupon no work for milk.
Expire.
I didn't know they were deaf for a while, so they were trying to read my lips. But I was like, I don't know, man.
I like how
this is
yelling
like 5 minutes.
still doesn't change.
It doesn't do
It
anything.
just looks like you're being aggressive.
It just looks like you're.
But that's like human
yelling.
nature. Yeah, it was like 5 minutes before my shift ended, and I was like,
I can imagine
it was already
you got
there for like.
frustrated with it.
I was just,
Coupon no work. Me go home now.
I wasn't like frustrated. I was flustered. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to tell them. I was like, I can't tell them anything because they don't understand me.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Yeah,
but weirdly enough, okay, so this is a really so this is kind of bad. This is just me being a bad person, but it's really funny. So this guy comes in and he's deaf or not deaf. He's blind. And
Big difference.
Doing in Menards.
he was buying a key box, like one of those lock boxes you can keep like a key at.
That's fair.
How can you see the key or the box?
So this is where I'm getting at. So one of my coworkers, he's like, he has like his hands, and he's like trying to show him how it works and everything. It's like a button thing. You like press certain buttons in like a certain combination. It's like a combination type lock. It's got Braille on it, so we can actually use it. It's kind of cool. But I was over there just kind of like, I was doing something else around the corner, and I heard the guy, and he was showing him. He just goes, "Oh, I see what you did there." And I said to myself, "I'm like, no, you didn't."
Oh no!
I didn't say it to where he heard it, but I couldn't help myself. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't see it. You definitely didn't see it.
You did not see that one.
You think he does that on purpose all the time? Because if I was blind, I'd see that.
Dude,
all the time.
I'd joke
like,
around.
I see what you did there.
It's like, no, I didn't.
Trent, do you get triggered when I say, "Is it in the back"?
Yeah, do you have more in the back?
Do you have more in the back?
I hate this.
Is there something more in the back?
This is a daily occurrence. Like,
Well, do you have it in the back?
shut up.
To
Shut the fuck
everyone,
up.
to everyone that's never worked retail and shops there consistently, like everyone does, there is nothing in the back. The back does not exist. It's not a place.
But
The people that's there, it is, but we don't keep shit back
Yeah.
there. It's not. No, we don't keep shit there, and it's just the people that say that have never worked retail ever, because there is nothing in the back ever. But yeah, I had a guy today actually ask me something like that.
Was it in the back?
Yeah, they came up and they were looking for like a rubber splash block for their gutter. It's like the thing you put your downspout underneath your downspout to like catch water so it doesn't like flood the area and like ruin your grass. And they wanted this rubber one, and it said we had 2 in stock, but the last time we inventoried it was like 2 years ago. And I was like, we probably don't have it. And they were like, oh, like, I was like, it says you have 2. I was like, well, I looked. We probably don't have them. You know, it's probably not something we carry right now because we just haven't inventoried it in forever. So there's a very high chance we don't have it. It's like, oh, well, can you just sell me the display one? I was like,
No, that too. I hate people are like, can you sell me the display? And Walmart has a certain stipulation. It has to be out of stock, a non-modular item, and a deleted item that we're not getting any more of.
Exactly. It's the same thing at like Menards. And it's like, if we're gonna sell this, it has to be literally the last one we're ever going to have.
Just say a lot of times, like even like at Kohl's, when you have like those appliances or electronic things, they're like bolted in and like the cord is cut. Like, do you want this?
Well, yeah, sometimes
because
it's
it's
a
not
fake
gonna
display.
work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work because it
yeah.
doesn't work. It never did.
You want this printer that doesn't use ink?
It's like, here's a drill that doesn't have a motor. You have to turn it yourself.
Here's a waffle iron that literally the cord is cut off at the back, as
there-
you can see right here.
Yeah, and I never had someone ask me about that as a splash block. Like, it's just a fucking piece of rubber.
You can
And
just
I'm
put
like,
something else over it.
I was
It
like-
doesn't have to be.
And I was like, well, no, I can't really say. I was like, it's like, you probably don't even want it. It's probably been up there for like 3 years. It's super dusty and kind of gross. It's like, oh, it's better than nothing. I was like, well, then why don't you buy like one of the other ones we have anyway?
Or just like order one.
Yeah, and I was, just get a different one. But anyway, and I,
Can't be the only place that sells it. You don't have to buy
it's
it.
crazy
Just at
thought.
Menards.
Yeah, and she was like,
Like, I need it, and I can only get it from this Menards.
this Menards, this one. But
This is my Menards.
and the guy was just like, I was like, oh, it doesn't look like I have any. Or I was like, oh, I don't. Looks like I don't have any. And the guy was like, oh, is there any back there? And I told him like, we do not keep anything back there. Everything that we have is out on the floor or above in the shelves. Nothing is in the back. You know what we have in the back? Special orders and receiving where we get shit that we throw out on the floor. There's nowhere else we keep anything other than on pallets everywhere.
Kohl's does have stuff in the back, so I can't fully say we don't. We do have some stuff in the back, but a lot of times people try to argue with me on the inventory that we have, and I'm like,
I work here.
Literally,
I know what's here.
That question you had before on like what was the one time like you had to like be like this lady just yelled at you or something, or person yelled at you. Yeah, I had this lady yell at me because she's like, I need this specific shirt. It says you have it. And I'm like, and I scanned the item like online.
Was this the one you were telling me about where like the Packers just won like the?
That's a different one. I'll tell that one though too. But yeah, this lady's like, I want this shirt, and it says you have it. I'm like, all right. So I scanned the item online because she had it on her phone. And it said, we don't have it in stock. And she's like, well, it said online that you did. I was like, sorry, but it doesn't say it's not in the store, and it's not in the aisle where it said it would be. Yeah. And she's like, well, it's here somewhere. You got to find it. Is it in the back? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not here. We don't have it anymore. She's like, well, it's got to be in the back. I got to go to the back. And I literally said to her, I was like, I'm going to go to the back, but I'm not going to come back. So you can stand here if you want to.
I'm going to go to the back.
And she was giving me the finger and was like in my face, and I wasn't dealing with it. And I was like, listen, lady, it's not here. It's not on there. It's not in my inventory, as you can see. Someone must have bought it, or it's just not here anymore. I'm going to go to the back, and it's not going to be there, and I'm not going to come back. I'm sorry.
And another thing.
Because I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Yeah. I was like, I'm not going to find it. It's not going to be there. Yeah. Or what you want.
These big retail stores. You need to get your online versus in-store inventory right, because you got so many people like, hey, you got this in store. I'm like, no, we don't. Sorry, we haven't for years. Hey, I need this very specific power cable. Nope, don't have it.
So many times I have to be like, look, it says online only. We don't have it in the store.
We don't have it here.
It's online. You can get it online. Mm-hmm. It's not in store.
The amount of times I tell people, because like Menards, we have a shitload of stuff. Like I think in the store you have like 65,000 things just in the store. That is like 10% of our inventory total. Like 90% of the stuff we sell is like something you have to order. And I hate telling people, I'm like, oh, like I got a special order this, just so you know, and then they don't listen to me. And then when later on I tell them that, and they're like, what? You don't have it here? I was like, no, I said that fucking 2 minutes ago. If you would have listened, instead of like, I swear to God, people come up to the desk where I work and they're just like, I need this. And I was like, cool. And I start talking and they just
wobble, wobble,
it's like a fucking deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
And then I tell them something later on and they're like, what?
It's kind of the same way with me, because I work in electronics. I know quite a bit about a lot of our products. Somebody asks about like a TV or a computer, I tell them the different information about it. They're like, okay,
all right,
so what does that mean? How does that help me?
Computer good, go fast. Google's fast.
Like, well, why is this $219 one not as good as the $500 one?
Crazy thought.
Well, because it's almost like the components are different.
It's like almost as if the components that are in the $500 one are better because they're more expensive, because they're better. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. There's that.
And a lot of people are like, you got like a 4-year warranty on this? I'm like, no, maybe a 1-year warranty from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. I think the worst, like, angry person I've had at me was this lady. So the way, like, the things work is, like, if you want to get something from outside in the yard, if you want to drive around, you have to get a ticket from me, because they can't just let you, like, drive your fucking car in and take what you want. Yeah. There has to be some sort of accountability. Yeah. But people don't understand that. And they also don't understand that, like, you can just go and walk out there and pick it up and bring it through the register. Like, that's not a problem.
I don't know why people they don't feel like they can walk back there.
Like you are allowed. I actually encourage it, because half the time they make me go out there and pick shit for them. Like, this is a self-service yard. I'm not doing this for you. I got other shit I got to worry about. But this lady came, and she was already pissed off when she was walking up to the...
She's not having
a great day. She was pissed off walking up towards the...
soccer game was canceled, so she couldn't take the kids to the game.
Yeah.
And supply a bunch of snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to put the 2x4s in my minivan.
But she came up, she was like, I need, like, so if I want to get, like, or what was it? She was, like, I need mulch, like, mulch bags.
Yeah, mulch, yeah.
And I was like, all right. So I write her up how many, like, which ones she wants and, like, how many she needs. And I print out the ticket. I was like, all right, here you go. So you can just take this, drive around. She's like, now I gotta drive around for it? And I was like, well, yeah, if you want to, like, I mean, she was gonna
get the mulch.
She was like, just buy like 25 bags. I'm like, you can put it on a cart all you want, but it's gonna fall over and it's gonna make a huge fucking mess. But I was just like, yeah, if you want to drive around, you just need this and go in there. She looks me dead in the eyes and just goes, that's fucking retarded. And just, just goes, bam, snatches the shit out of my hand and just storms off to the register. I'm like, how the fuck did you think this worked?
Yeah, I think there's just going to be a pallet full of mulch in the middle of the store.
Yeah, I'll just, here's a pile of mulch. Take your bag and fill it up.
Yeah, they removed the door so that the dump truck can back into the store so that he can put it inside the store.
Let me teleport.
Yeah, just gonna put it in my shopping cart.
Like, do you know how heavy mulch is like that? You can't just get that in the store. There's a reason why there's an outdoor lot. Like, if they could, they would put it in the store.
Yeah.
But you can't.
We also have this awful thing where people think that we're just gonna hold shit for them for, like, ever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It used to be really bad to where people would, like, buy something and then 2 years later...
2 years?
2 years. They would be like, hey, you got my stuff? And we're like, no. We got rid of that, like, a year and a half ago because you never showed up. And then they get really pissed off.
We can't just hold that for you.
No.
We have to hold other things.
We're not a warehouse.
Yeah, like, because, like, we hold items for people.
Get your shit and get out.
Behind the desk. And if they don't show up by the time that they said they would, we move on. Because we can't just keep a bunch of things behind the customer service desk.
No, it's stupid.
Like, well, what do you mean you don't have my stuff?
Well, because we
threw it out because we didn't think you were gonna come get it.
Fun fact: you can like return Amazon packages to Kohl's, and you actually get a coupon that you can use in store.
That's crazy. Which
is actually kind of cool. But then the things that you get from Amazon that people try to return are crazy. Like a whole tire.
Didn't someone return a used, or maybe not used, but just a dildo?
Yep.
Oh, God.
In a bag. In a Walmart bag, opened.
No, it definitely was used.
No.
And they just dropped it off and smiled at us and then walked away. And my manager called corporate like, hey, we got to change what we could take from Amazon because this isn't fair. We have underage workers working here. We can't just like keep seeing this stuff.
Can you imagine this like a 16-year-old?
Yeah,
this
seriously.
lady walks in with this bag, just goes, take this, I don't want it. And you just open it, it's just a dildo.
It's
like wet.
Yeah. Yeah, the things we've gotten.
Oh.
It's like, you gotta crack down on that stuff. Like,
it's fucking nasty.
Yeah, like you were saying about that lady. So when the Packers won the conference championship 2 years ago, 2019, I was working at Kohl's, and the next morning, at like 7:30 in the morning, this guy, first off, this guy called the store immediately when we opened, like, hey, do you guys have conference championship shirts in? No, they won last night.
Bro, they won the game like less than 24 hours ago.
Do you think that we're just printing it in the back?
They won the game like 12 hours ago.
I'm just wondering what. And then like this lady comes up while I'm working, like, hey, do you have conference championship shirts? No, they won last night. Well, do you have them in the back? No. We don't have them.
So if I told you no in the first place, what makes
you think it's in the back?
That it's going to be in the back?
Change my answer.
You got me.
Is that like the secret?
You caught me in my lie.
People must think having them and in the back are two different answers.
They feel like when you say, well, is it in the back, that's the code for being like, actually, yeah, it's in the back. We just don't tell anyone.
We're not selling it.
We don't want to give it to you.
You gotta say, is it in the back to get it?
That's the passcode.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, they're conference champions, so you guys should have the shirts. I'm like, they're not even in the Packers store yet.
We probably will like next week.
They have to make them, and then they have to ship them out. They're not even in the Green Bay store yet.
No, they're not in the pro shop.
And she's like, well, I promised my family to get a conference championship shirt. I was like, here, listen, I'll take a green plain shirt and a permanent marker, and I'll go in the back and I'll write conference champions on it. He'll say it. It just won't be what you want.
Give me $20.
I told her that. I was like, I don't know what you want from me, but... Yeah, we don't have it yet. I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand what do these people think the back looks like? I don't know. Because to me, the back looks like a mess.
The back is just Amazon.
It's just an Amazon warehouse with everything.
Basically, for Kohl's, it's just a mess full of clothes, and like there's an upstairs, and then we have some products and like bins.
Upstairs?
Yeah. Oh, we also have a conveyor belt that takes things.
We just one level.
We have
we have like a conveyor belt that brings up like different products and stuff to store them up there.
See, we're just graded bins. That's it.
Because like we also have to like go on the floor and get online orders and pack them up and send them out, or like get stuff, pack them up and then put them at the register for people to pick up. So we have that station in the back, and half the time I can't even get back there because it's just full of stuff. And it's crazy. And a lot of times I can't even find the items because they're just gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I feel like they think that it's like Wonder Emporium in the back.
Yeah.
Just stuff.
It's just a portal where you can just pull whatever they want.
Anything, and then we can just
like,
make
right
anything
out.
they want. Like, yeah, I want a conference championship shirt, even though they won last night. You can make it for me, right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll just
Sharpie
make
a
that. I'll
green
just get the
t-shirt, go
print.
at it.
It's not just Disneyland back there.
But oh my god,
Where people are just like telling their kids like when they drop something, it's like, oh, that's their job to pick up. They can take care of that. They can pick that up.
The people who say that's not my job, please die in a hole.
Yeah.
I hope you die
that
in a
shit sucks.
hole. Because it's not my job to clean it up. It's my job to be in charge of my department, not to pick up after your giant family-sized Stouffer's vegetable lasagna in toys. I found a full-size vegetable lasagna in toys once.
Wow.
It was by the Legos. Why did they leave that by the Legos in the first place is my
Someone
question.
made a decision.
Like,
Yep.
like, hey kids, sorry, we can't eat tonight, but I'm gonna make a Darth Vader Lego set. You wanna come with?
Well, it's just like, it's the same people that are just like, well, why is your store such a mess all the time? It's like, because you don't put your clothing back, and we don't have enough workers to put the stuff back. Yes, granted, it is our job to put the stuff back at the end of the day, but like, if you could like help us out a little bit, that would be great.
Right.
Because we can only do so much. And like, the other thing is like, you can't have cameras in the dressing room, so like, people will just bring their shoes in there, put them on their feet, and then put their old shoes in the box. The amount of times that I've found used shoes in the Kohl's section is insane because well, a lot of times like you go to Dunham's or anything, you have to ask for the shoes and then they'll bring them out. For Kohl's, they're all out on the floor. Pretty much, they're all out on the floor. So you can, and then like there's like barely any workers there, so you can just grab the shoes, go into the dressing room, change them out, and walk on out.
And I went to Kohl's this last week. I tried on a pair of shoes. Honestly, I could have just walked out with them. There's nobody there. Nobody's looking. I mean, not to say I would steal shoes, but it's so easy.
Yeah, I was in like Appleton and like the mall, and I was looking at shoes. First shoe box I opened up was a used pair of shoes, and I walked up to the lady in the front. I was like, "Hey, I also work at a Kohl's. I know how this feels. I'm very sorry. Here's an old pair of shoes." She's like, "Oh my gosh, again?" I was like, "Yep."
My dad had the same experience because I think he used to work at a Kohl's too, or some sort of like shoe store.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing. People would walk in, their old shoes, they'd try on the new ones, take off the tags and everything, and then put their old ones in the box and leave.
Yep.
It's that easy.
Yeah, that's what they do, and they do that for other stuff too. And they just walk in the dressing room and walk out. We can't even do anything about like burglary or anything. It has to be like either like the general managers or like security guard people. All we can do is just like tell our bosses, and then sometimes they can't even do anything about it. It's really dumb. Also, like the fact is like with Kohl's like return policy, you can literally like wear your shoes for like 8 months. That's what our friend did. He wore his shoes for like 8 months, brought them in, and got to return them and bought new shoes for the same thing.
Like you wear your shoes for 8 months, and they accept your return. Usually, I think if you put them on once, that's enough.
Yeah, but no, they accepted it. Yep. So that's it.
All right. Well, we've been talking about retail for almost 40 minutes.
I mean, it's
Very
fair.
nice.
So I think it would be fun if we did some would you rather's based off of subreddit r/who would you rather. So the first one, would you rather get free unlimited water and only be able to drink water, or get free unlimited beverages any kind but only not be able to drink water like at all? I think I'd go the beverages route.
Yeah, I personally would beverages as well. Because even though it's a beverage, most beverages are a large percentile water. I'd rather have that variety than just water my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, would you count like flavored water as like part of water or like beverage?
I think it's just plain
Just
water.
normal
tap
water.
Tap water, yeah.
So like if I put like Mio, a little bit of Mio in the water.
No. It would have to be like
It would
a
be
prepackaged
considered-
some type of water.
Yeah.
Would that be considered water? Would that be considered beverage?
I mean, I feel
like
like
say if you get a
because then that'd be like the loophole of like the beverage side.
well, like
yeah,
say
but
if
even
it's-
then, that includes like alcohol and like and like soda and like all of that. So basically anything that isn't just water. Like
Right.
even if you wanted, you could flavor the water, but would that still be worth it?
It's
You know?
Well, that's what I'm saying is like then you could just go the beverage route. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
Because
go
then
beverage
you would then
because
that'd be a cheat code of getting water.
exactly.
of just
What do you
water. You
mean?
just put like some Mio in it.
But that's the water route,
that's
not the
water.
beverage
Well,
route.
that was my question.
Oh,
Was
no.
like how
no,
far?
water by itself, not with anything.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
would a flavored water count as a beverage?
I see. For
That's
me,
my question.
I think it would have to be either bottled or canned as something other than water.
I think canned water is a thing.
Because my question was,
drink it,
where's
too.
where's the threshold of it being?
I've had like
So odd.
Where's the
seltzer water,
like where's the
that's
threshold
not
of
good.
it being a beverage compared to just water? To
Well-
where I couldn't have water,
well,
but I could have
I think
this.
what we're thinking is water, as in from the tap. That's it.
Okay, so if I put Mio in that water, would that be okay?
I guess, yeah. Like if you go the water route, not the beverage route.
If you go the water route, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go the beverage route then.
All
I just
right.
didn't know the threshold. I was just wondering.
Here's a very interesting one. Would you rather receive life-saving surgery from an AI surgeon or a human surgeon?
Life saving.
Like if you had like a brain tumor, or like you needed like open heart surgery or something, would you rather have an AI do it or a human?
It depends on how good the AI is. Is that like?
Because like if it's like current state AI, I wouldn't be
We'll
opposed
say it's the
to it
best AI
because
right now that we have.
I'd say the AI then, because they usually have a 99.9 plus percentile of success. Because like even years ago, 7 years ago, my mom had a surgery and it was AI based because it was so intricate.
That's-
And yeah,
yeah.
so I trust.
I think
AI.
I'd rather have the AI just because it's programmed to do that one thing, and I think AI is good at doing the things that it's.
Well, also
And
when
honestly,
AI is doing it, it's assisted by humans anyways. It's just
the
doing that
AI
actual stuff.
Is basing whatever it's doing off of what humans have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it can do it at a
better rate.
A better rate, yeah. So I think that's pretty easy. Let's
A lot of people
see.
just don't want to trust AI. So
Would you rather work nights with people you like or days with people you don't?
Nights all day.
I don't know.
I mean, if it's like,
I've done
if
both.
if it's my boys and we're all chill with nights, I'd say that's a better experience.
That's fair, yeah. But I've worked third shift, and it's very weird because like you don't get to do anything else.
Yeah, life is completely different when you work those like 10 to 7s. and
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
because you wake up and everything's about to close. Like you can't really go out and do things, and even like on your off days, you have to flip your sleep schedule
in order
around.
to do anything with normal people.
So honestly, I think I'd rather work days with people I don't, just
I mean,
because
that's understandable.
because then you have those evenings, and then you can still hang out with your friends and stuff.
Unless you work second shift like me and it sucks.
I do the same thing because I get home at like 10, and then I can't do anything. And if
and
I
I
do,
don't
it's for,
wake
like,
up early enough to do anything, so my day's gone.
and so it goes. What are you in?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it probably just depends on how long you're doing it.
Forever.
Like, is that like?
That's your job.
Yeah, I probably would choose people that I don't like, and I would just.
You know, yeah, that makes more sense to me because
Not to say
I'm
that-
kind of basing it off of my current job.
As
which
much
is
as I
just
am a night
part-time
person,
gig.
as much as I am a night person, I just cannot see myself working consistently third shift because that's just, man, that's just ruin. Like that's just rough without seeing the sun, and just being out. You'd be sleeping when there's sun, and it just doesn't work.
Oh, this is interesting. Would you rather have a mental or physical illness named after you?
Named after me?
Yeah, like Randy Palmer syndrome.
mental
a
because
mental?
I'm not very good with anything physical.
That's fair.
I was gonna say I struggle with more mental illness than I struggle with physical illness, so it probably
I
makes
feel
more
like.
sense.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, I mean, I think something with the brain I would prefer my name after instead of something like, oh yeah, your arm's fucky. Here's the Trent syndrome.
That's essentially meaning, like, would you rather have, like, a new physical or mental illness hit you before anyone else and to have you, like, memorialized in that? I think I'd rather have...
I'd rather mental, honestly.
I don't know. I feel like I would rather have physical. Just
Depending
because,
upon
like...
how it affects.
Yeah. Because I think with the mental one, you run that risk of just being, like, genuinely insane. And I would much rather be confined to, like, a wheelchair and still have my brain. You know? That's just me. That's crazy.
Any like funny ones?
Let's see
Like,
here.
pee poo poo.
You guys can make some up, too, if you want.
I don't know.
Would you ever have 3 feet or 3 hands?
3 feet or 3 hands?
Depends.
Hands.
Where would the other hand come from?
Is it like a whole arm or is it just a hand off
It's
the arm?
just a hand.
It's another.
You can pick where it goes.
I'd rather the feet because the hands are more noticeable.
What if the foot was like at the base of your back, and you could like when you like laid down, it was like
It's
your
like a tail.
Well, it's definitely cheaper.
No, it was like
A tail with toes.
Can you imagine it was like right here?
You got tail toes.
Can you imagine if it was like right here, and then when you laid down, you could like hop.
No.
The thing is like if you had
So
another.
like if you laid down, it was almost as like you were standing on one leg.
Oh.
But if you just had another foot right off your leg, right next to the other foot, then you'd have to buy 2 pairs of shoes every time.
Would you buy a third shoe?
You would have. That's what I mean. You'd have to buy 2 pairs of shoes and then have one away.
And would that other one be the same size, or would it be abnormally small?
I don't know.
I think would it be funny if it was like Shaquille O'Neal's size foot?
I just feel like it's a lot because then you're walking with like 2 feet on one leg is just gonna kill your balance. So I think it's just better to have.
More like you get killer balance.
I mean, maybe.
God damn it! How about this one?
You probably have 3 hands.
Would you rather never be able to read the second half of a sentence, or
Or what?
Shut up.
Oh my goodness! I was like, "What's with the pause?"
You know, it's Nerf or
nothing.
it's Nerf, or
Who knows? We'll never know.
would you rather get punched in the face by a 4th grader with knuckle dusters, like brass knuckles, or get punched in the face 4 times by Mike Tyson? I'd rather get hit by a 4th grader.
knuckle duster. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather.
Yeah, I'll take it from the 4th grader.
Because
Dude,
I
that
mean,
was
the 4th
weak.
grader, he hits me with the knuckle dusters. I hit him with the old 1-2, and he's down.
I don't know. It depends on the 4th grader. I've seen some pretty tough 4th graders in my day.
I've also seen some pretty weak 4th
I mean,
graders.
I'm from like Antigo and stuff. Like, there's some guys that I was scared of. I was a weak 4th grader, but like still.
This one just says, would you rather be gluten-free or be gluten?
I'd want to be gluten.
I'd be gluten.
I would love to have
What the
people
fuck?
allergic to me.
What is gluten?
Gluten is like the
Is that
different
like a
type
sugar?
of stuff that's it's some sort of compound that's like inside bread and different grains.
Yeah,
it basically gives it the structure.
Yeah, it's a compound of how like the growing bread. Mm-hmm. Basically.
That's yeast.
Well, yeah, but it's a part of it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Would you rather have your
think.
local WNBA team win the championship or have $5? I'd have $5.
$5,
I don't
dude.
know my
I can't
local
even. I can't even.
WNBA
We don't
team.
have one, but even if I did,
I'd want $5.
$5.
I don't even know of really any WNBA teams, honestly. One's got a bird on it or something.
Would you rather get brutally raped or get $1 million?
What?
million, please.
What is this question?
I mean, this one's tickles the brain a little bit.
Not for me. I'd obviously rather.
I'm a
be
big
brutally
advocate
raped.
of money. I don't want to get a penis up.
You
in
guys
the hoo-ha.
figured out my new kink.
The hoo-ah. Would you rather kill yourself or commit suicide?
What's the difference?
These are getting pretty crazy. What's that one from like the Chuckle Sandwich podcast?
Would you rather be a woman or a lizard?
Lizard.
A woman or a lizard?
That was from like what, episode 2,
Yeah, probably.
3, something like that. Yeah, 'cause
I don't
remember
know.
that one.
I don't know. Maybe a woman.
I mean, a woman would be
I would
neat,
rather be a woman.
but
Yeah.
being a lizard is a whole nother can of worms.
You don't really live long.
No,
It's
that's
a
the good thing.
lot easier to die.
Let's see some more
Can't really talk.
controversial ones
If
here.
somebody doesn't put my lamp on, I die. He's like, it's too cold.
Yeah.
God, I can't say that one.
So from last episode, we talked about how there was no microwaves in Quick Trip. Turns out there is. I'm just blind. Apparently, I'm just
Nobody
delusional.
uses them.
I didn't even know they were a thing, but they are. Because our friend took a picture of the one that I go to, and
Like,
there
hey,
was.
there is one at our
Yeah. I guess there is. I don't know. Like, I've
Like,
never.
I can understand, like, the truckers that are stopping by and want to get meals or something. But that'd be at, like, the bigger, like the 5-star Quick Trips, the ones with the service stations for the truckers.
Yeah.
But at a normal one, I can't see much of a use
The only
for
thing
it.
I would do is warm up a donut.
I can
That's
get
about
behind
it.
that, though.
Warm up with the donut.
'Cause
Oh,
what's up?
talk about your Quick Trip encounters.
Every time I go to Quick Trip, something weird happens. I swear on it. I don't get it. And just one time, like, this guy was like pissed. Like some dude like stole his money, or like I think he was like selling drugs, and I was the only one in there, and he was like yelling at the cash register, the cashier, and I was ready to like punch him if I had to, because he was just all up in her grill, and then he was on my grill, and I was like, this is just dumb. And he finally left, and I didn't have to deal with it. But then today, Trent and I, literally before we went to record this, we walk in, and this homeless guy standing there. He's like, "You can only buy one," and I'm like.
And right. He looked at both of us as he walked in. You can only buy one.
Can only buy one.
And then I looked at him, and then he looked away, and like, what? One what? Who's he talking to? He wasn't looking at anybody.
Yeah, and then like just the time before that, this lady was checking out, and she had, I kid you not, 5 gallons of milk, and then like an entire cart full of stuff. Like she was shopping at the grocery store. And then I'm like pulling out, and this car is doing like circles in the parking lot for some reason. And then I'm like driving to my apartment to get my charger, and this car's coming straight at me. I'm like, he's gonna move, right? He's gonna move. No, he doesn't move. I have to move. And this guy's like sitting way back in his seat, like he's on something. And then I go to try to get into my parking lot to my apartment, and his family of 10 on bikes is driving right back past me, so I have to sit there forever. And I get in there and I get my charger, and I'm going to go over to Brady's apartment to watch the game. Mm-hmm. And then there's just these like 6 or 7 girls walking across the sidewalk taking their time, and I'm just like, can I just go? Like, what is going on? Like, this is just crazy. And I just get this. This one time I was getting a drink, and this kid walks up to me. He's like, "Hi, what's your name?" It's like, "My name's Randy." He's like, "I just wanted to say hi. I just want to say hi to you. Did you know if they have Gatorade?" And I was like, "No, they have like Quickerade. They have their own brand." He's like, "Oh, okay."
They got Gatorade too.
Well, they didn't have Gatorade at that time. I didn't see it. I looked for it and I didn't see it. He's like, "Oh yeah, well, okay, thank you. Well, have a nice day." I'm like, "Yeah, you too." I don't know why you needed my name, but like, all right, bro. Or like checked out, and then this lady's like, "You have a hole in your pants," but she was talking to someone else. I was like, I was looking at my pants. I was like, I don't see the hole. Like, where's my hole? I was like,
where's my hole?
Where's my hole?
No, she's talking to someone else. I was like, okay, all right.
Hey, Randy, awesome. Say bag.
Bag.
There you go.
We put it in the bag.
Oh God! There's a 70-year-old old lady.
70-year-old old lady.
She was really old.
She was really old. Anyway,
she was really old for 70-year-old.
While I was working the checkouts at Walmart, and I asked the lady, "Would you like your milk in a bag?" And I kid you not, this is exactly what she sounded like.
Yeah, put it in the bag.
You put it in the bag.
Yeah, put it in the bag.
So we got her a bouquet.
Oh. For all those people that aren't from Wisconsin,
we're gonna put the clip up.
I was in theater, and we like at the end of the performing as a senior, we would give like all of our directors like flowers and like gifts and stuff. So I was talking, and I said, "So we got her a bouquet." And that's how I said it.
We got her a bouquet.
Bouquet, Green Bay, the bag.
It's another thing that like Midwesterners say.
Is it a bubbler to you guys? What is it?
I'm personally more of a water or drinking fountain kind of guy.
To me.
Trent always exaggerates things, so that wouldn't surprise me. I don't really know. I've said both.
It's also there's also the soda and pop.
But there's like
it's soda.
There's like
soda. There's a portion of Wisconsin that only calls it a bubbler.
Like it's always like the west half of Wisconsin and Minnesota. They say pop.
Iowa says it too,
but Iowans are wrong.
Yeah,
some people just call it Coke.
Yeah,
that's
people
in
the South. They call everything
Coke.
is
Coke.
It's Coke. It's like, oh, can I get a Coke? It's like, oh, what flavor?
Yeah, what flavor?
like regular.
It's like what?
Regular.
Do they only drink Coke
the
down
Pepsi
there?
Coke.
That's what they say though.
I hate it.
Pepsi. It's a Pepsi Coke. That's so terrible.
Oh my
Coke.
Can I get a Coke?
Yeah, there's like a small portion
in
like the Milwaukee area between Green Bay and Milwaukee that just say bubbler.
Coke.
Yeah, but like in Iowa, I remember staying at a hotel and there was a sign on the wall and it said "pop machines this way."
Oh,
it's like
soda.
Official.
Like soda pop, a nice fresh
I
soda
can
pop.
Get soda pop, but just pop.
It's not my dad.
Soda.
Hey guys, I think it's about that time. It's time for a Reese's Fast Break.
This isn't sponsored. I don't know why.
I just bought a bunch of
this.
50 minutes in now. We're doing this.
Yeah. We didn't have time, you know. We do now.
So now we're just gonna make it like an ASMR break before we end the episode.
Who wants to listen to me eat this?
This is definitely something.
No,
Not very fast about this.
not a fast break, but it's a fast break.
I mean, I'd love to be sponsored by Reese's, but...
Honestly, that'd be pretty great.
Reese's, sponsor us.
All right, guess what? It's Reese's, not Reese's, okay? You're wrong.
That's a fact.
You say Reese's, you're wrong, and you will not be my friend anymore.
That's literally saying...
Okay?
That's literally saying a person's name is Reese. It's Reese! it's his peanut butter cup.
It's Reese's. Not Reese's, all right? It's not Reese's Pieces. See, Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I don't understand the PCs either. Where does that come from?
Reese's Pieces. That doesn't make any sense with the
No, it
PCs.
doesn't.
What is a PCs?
Yeah.
Tell me what that is.
If you...
No,
Okay.
that's
that.
my zodiac sign. I'm a PCs.
What's your zodiac sign? Oh, I'm a Reese's
I'm an
Pieces.
aquarium.
I'm an asparagus.
Freaking
I'm a
zodiac
dump
signs.
truck.
Fun fact to anyone that thinks zodiac signs are real, stop.
Got some help.
Yeah. You can believe what you want. However, know
You're
this.
wrong.
I will make fun of you because it's just dumb. And two, it was actually deemed a pseudoscience, which is like fake science, in I think the 16 or 1700s because it's based off of Babylonian mythology. I'm like, no, this is stupid. These are the same people that thought you can cure a headache by putting your head in a bucket and hitting it with a hammer.
Yeah, like 400 years later, they're just like, yeah, this is a thing again.
Yeah, and the only reason is to sell rocks. If you buy a rock and you give it to me, I will eat it.
Or just like,
I'll just swallow it.
Minerals.
we gotta ask Connor about his, like, when that lady asked him about, like, his sign. But, like, pretty much these people, like, guess your sign and then, like, they'll be upset when they're not
When they're
right.
wrong. Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not living like your sign is. Like, you should be living more like your sign.
Yeah, Connor was telling us this time where this lady was, like, trying to guess his sign. I think it was someone he worked with. She was like, oh, I bet you I can guess your sign. She listed every sign until she got to the very last one. And then, like, that was his. She guessed every other one of them wrong. That's 11 different ones. She got every single one of them wrong.
There's a 13th sign, but since there aren't 13 months, it doesn't align with anybody.
Oh, great.
Wow, that's
so
crazy.
They're just making shit up now.
I literally
Should we just
don't...
make a 13th month? What would you name this 13th month?
But then
December 2.
December 2!
Yeah. But, like, this lady was pissed at him for not being the sign that she thought that he was and, like, saying that he should live more like his sign. Why? Let me be me.
My sign...
Is me. That's my sign.
My sign is I'm supposed to worship the...
What was that? That felt like... That sounded like something else was leaving. I don't know. It sounded like a demon just left you, bro. I don't even know what that was.
If a demon is a Reese's Fast Break mixed with Baja Blast, sign me up.
That's how you summon a demon. Here's another would you rather. Would you rather wear jean socks or jean underwear?
Oh,
like
my goodness.
denim socks?
Oh, yikes.
Yo, I could rock denim socks.
Oh, I don't know.
I'd wear denim socks with slides.
Denim socks with soles.
Yeah.
That
So
way
they're
they're the
like-
shoe
they're
socks
like-
like Robert wears.
I can't
Oh my-
do
okay.
I can't do underwear. I
People
can't do
that
it.
wear the toe shoes freak me out. Like the ones that I had a grown ass man come in to Menards, and he looked like he was wearing just normal shit. And then I was like showing him some of those in the bottom shelf of like.
Then you said
I look down. I'm like,
toe shoes.
I'm like, I was like, dude, stop wearing these. Like, I feel like you're more susceptible to like breaking a toe while wearing those. You know?
I don't know, they're pretty
hope they
thick.
break their toes off.
What is that? Robert with his toe sock shoe, like his socks.
No, just sock shoes.
Sock shoes.
And then one of the hosts at the door
At
she was
Walmart,
like,
yeah.
like, those aren't shoes. You're not allowed in here. And then our store manager came and he asked him, "Are those shoes?" He said, "Yes." He was like, "Okay," and you let him in.
They're like socks, just like traction on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like, why? That's just socks.
Here's another one. Would you rather go to prison for 10 years or dribble a basketball for the rest of your life?
I hope my life lasts 3 seconds.
Can you imagine if like there's a guy that followed you with a gun and like if you stop dribbling, they just shoot you?
Travel.
It depends on the prison. Depends on the prison.
No, depends on the prison. I feel like any prison you go to is bad.
Well, there's prisons where you can like go online still and like you're allowed to have like access to a computer and like a TV.
At Walmart one time, a guy was looking to get a smartphone. He didn't know what a smartphone was because he was in prison for 25 years with no contact with the outside world.
It's kind of nuts.
With that, yeah, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Some jails you can like leave and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough because I don't really want to be bouncing a basketball around all the time. Like, I'd probably rather just like sit for 10 years. I mean, these last 4 years of my life went by in an instant. So you know,
I don't like this one. This one makes me uncomfortable. Would you rather have 3 fingers on each hand, so you're like this, or have 7 fingers on each hand, so you'd have like 2 more? They just like add it on over here.
Triple pinky.
Triple pinky.
Can you imagine? Like,
When you
he
said
just
that-
Control-C, Control-V too many times.
Why did you say
Yo.
triple pinky?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would say 7 so I can play the guitar
I
better.
wouldn't want 3 because it's very limited mobility.
That would make playing the knife game like with your fingers like either a lot harder or a lot easier.
I don't even
With
play
3,
that
it's a
game.
lot
With 3, it's a lot easier.
Because you got 2.
Can you imagine if
thumbs.
you looked like a Ninja Turtle? Like, but they weren't just like normal sized fingers. Like if you fused these 2 together, and then your thumb was like the same size.
Oh, I don't like that.
That'd be gross.
There was a kid that in like Zach's grade grade below that. Like we wrestled him and he had 3 fingers on one hand and 2 on the other.
I know
he was
exactly
missing.
what you're
He was
talking
missing a
about.
leg too,
Yeah.
and we had to wrestle him. And we were always like grossed out just because.
Those kids will kick your ass in wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Like they'll fuck you.
I mean, he's something
You
else.
got less to grab.
He
and
was
they
like
just like
he's
adapt.
I mean,
to
he's
it.
just a
And the thing is,
weird
like,
guy
you don't know
in
what
general.
To grab, where to grab.
He wears
Where
like
does it end? Where does it start?
He wears like a top hat and a cape when he walks around public and stuff too. He's just like
Zach told me about this guy, and like the guy who's like born without a leg and he had like less fingers.
Yeah.
It's just another thing of me just being a bad person. But I was just like, oh, so he's undercooked. they gotta pop him back into the oven.
yikes. Yikes.
That's fucking awesome.
All right,
I don't know
your
if
top
it's
3
awesome.
fast food restaurants.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Ow.
Like in terms of overall, like menu variety and your overall preference of where you go to most.
Yeah.
That's tough. I gotta say, you gotta incorporate like prices too, like how
Yeah.
cheap it is. Honestly, for me right now, McDonald's is up there.
McDonald's is
Just
pretty
because
good.
they're cheap and like their food is good. Like it's like quality food. Like, and when I say quality, I mean like in terms of fast food.
Yeah.
It's like obviously it's gonna be different than like like Hell's Kitchen or some shit.
Right.
But it's like over the years they've gotten so much better about like how like they're a solid company.
They got some pretty artisan stuff, but that comes with a cost.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you can buy expensive shit, but their cheap stuff is still good for what you're getting.
But I raise you another. This is a hot take. I know you guys will probably disagree. Burger King.
Hate it.
I've been there like twice, and I've
The
never
Anago Burger
liked it.
King, the people that work there, some of them are okay. Most aren't. Most of them are just like, yeah, here you go. But they came out with a new $1 menu. You could get yourself a bacon cheeseburger for $1.
Never go to any of the
So I
3.
buy 5.
Any of the 3 Burger Kings in the Point area. Do not go to them because I work DoorDash and they never got the order right. And I sat there for 30 minutes. They never got it right. They're the worst here.
Pretty bad.
It's so bad. You will be the only person in line and you will wait 30 minutes for your food and it still won't be right. Straight up. It's not good. So,
But I think I know one we all can agree on. Taco Bell.
It's banger.
Absolutely.
It's definitely not the best food.
no,
however,
not the
it
best
is
food, but
dirt-
real good for the cost.
Yeah, it's dirt cheap. I would probably put T-Bell as like my number 2,
That's understandable.
and then for
I don't know, I'm
me,
a big fan of Taco John's personally.
Taco John's is good, but if you want to get the really good stuff, you're spending at minimum of $15.
yeah, I've like been there maybe one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only been to Chick-fil-A ones, but they're definitely top
I've
three.
been
for
there
me.
once.
there the
It was
other
at the Mall of America, and it was pretty good.
I went there the other day.
I love chicken.
The first time that I actually went to a Chick-fil-A,
chicken, real
since
good.
they don't like up here in like the northern United States, we don't have them. Like there's maybe 2 in the whole
But-
state. There's one in like Milwaukee, and
Yep.
there's the one in Appleton.
There's one in Madison, isn't
Culver's
Maybe.
is definitely top 3.
See, I don't think enough people know about Culver's. It is
there?
a very,
Culver's
it's
is a very
Midwest
Midwest thing,
Yeah,
but
this
it's
is still
now
saying-
moving.
Is
There is one in Florida now.
Huh.
And there's such a high demand that they're actually
It's kinda
they're trying to train new managers to relocate to different
that's what
areas.
that's what James is doing right
Absolutely. I think if James does
It's kind of
that,
the same
that's
way
a
with
great
that
thing
and
to
like
go for.
Chick-fil-A for us, because like it's like, you know, they give us Chick-fil-A, we give them Culver's.
Exactly.
Because Chick-fil-A, I went there the other day. It's very good.
now. Yeah, the closest one is Appleton.
Yeah.
Like that's like below the middle of Wisconsin. You go anywhere higher than that, you're not gonna find a Chick-fil-A.
No,
Yeah.
that's the
And
closest.
Also, like everyone's
one.
gonna say Chipotle. We don't have Chipotle around here. We have
We-
Qdoba,
I've
which
never been to
Qdoba
one.
is good.
There's
never been to
there's
Chipotle.
Chipotle's around in like the Appleton area, and I've been to them. Qdoba's better.
You know, honestly,
It's cheaper. You don't have to pay. Okay, so their base prices are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
However, you don't have to pay extra for certain things like
like the guac.
I think you might have to
Still have to pay
now,
extra for the guac,
but
but
even
that's just like
but
the
even
meat.
before then, like you didn't have to pay for that, and like there's a lot of other things that Chipotle adds like extra charges on to.
Yep.
Not only that, but they had like an E. coli breakout at some point. And
I remember that. That was like what 4 years ago.
yeah, it was a while ago, but
I just all the people are just like, oh my gosh, I gotta have Chick-fil-A. No, not Chick-fil-A. Qdoba.
Qdoba.
Chipotle.
Qdoba's
Chipotle.
my life.
Chipotle is my life. I want Chipotle.
I love Chipotle.
Qdoba's the same thing.
Qdoba's the same thing. It's better and it's cheaper. They give you more for like the same like.
Their queso's better too.
Is good.
Queso's
Qdoba's
bomb.
damn. Qdoba's up there for me.
Yeah, man. I love
I
it.
haven't been there in a while, but the last
very
time
good.
I
You
was
gotta-
there, it was pretty good.
Their
Yeah.
quesadillas are so good.
I always get the fat like either burritos or burrito bowls.
Yeah, I got big old burrito.
Big old
You gotta
burrito.
try their quesadillas. Those are fire.
I'll have to give it a try.
They put a good amount of cheese on it, and it's good
Ooh.
cheese, and like their chicken is like premium chicken. Then you get the veggies on there and stuff, and then you can like dip it in like the queso, the sour cream, or like salsa, and it's good. It's fire. And
So I
it's-
think my top 3 right now, I'd have to put probably McDonald's. 2, I think I'm gonna slap Qdoba up there, and then probably T-Bell's my 3rd.
That's understandable.
I think that's for me.
Oh, let's see here.
It's a hard
Taco
list.
Bell is definitely top 2 for me.
Trent is essentially a spokesperson for Taco Bell at this point.
Oh, absolutely. I love Taco Bell. I'm so glad, Taco Bell representatives, I hope you're watching. I'm so glad you brought back your wonderful potatoes. But
those
please,
potatoes.
please bring back the quesarito. Everyone wants it.
Yeah.
I know you can get it through the app, but
I don't
some
even
stores
know.
don't let you have
Why
it.
did they even get rid of all that stuff? They only got rid of half their
It was
products.
because of COVID, they claim.
You know what a
They claim.
this isn't really fast food, but it's a restaurant that I miss having around here. Is Applebee's.
Yeah,
As
dude.
much
Bring our Applebee's back, please.
There used to be an Applebee's out here, and we used to go for half apps all the time. And then like it just
It's like
went
the
out of
only thing
business.
you can go get at night too.
Yeah, it was like only one of the. It was like one of the only late night places that was worth.
It's like if you go
going
to Perkins, you're gonna be there for like an hour
Perkins
until you get your
sucks.
food.
Oh
I
gosh,
hate
Randy.
Perkins.
Applebee's makes us think of that one time.
Yeah, this is a good transition.
Oh gosh.
So
You wanna
we used to
tell
go to this.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to go to this Applebee's all the time, and I wasn't there for this, so I don't know.
It
any of
was
the
me,
details,
my
but-
brother, Trent, and then one of our friends. And
Fast break. Anyway,
like, what didn't the lady say? Like, thanks for coming, and I said you too.
Yep, you said you too.
And then like Zach's like, yeah, thanks for coming for your shift or something.
And I was mid drink of Mountain Dew.
No, you were laughing, and then we started laughing at your laugh.
Really? Yeah.
And then we continue laughing, and then you took a drink of Mountain
I took a
Dew.
drink, and I was laughing at my laugh while drinking Mountain Dew, and it just came out in my nose.
We were the only ones
and
in
my
the
mouth, and it just.
we were the only ones in a restaurant, and like the bartender was like laughing with us because we were all laughing at Trent's laugh. He was laughing at his own laugh after I said that dumb thing, and like then Trent just like spit up all of his Mountain Dew, and he's like Mountain Dew squirted out of me.
Yeah, it was like. Mountain Dew squirted out of me.
I looked at the bartender. His face went from like laughing and smiling with us to like
horrified.
concerned and like horrified. I'm like, what just
He
happened?
didn't know what was going on. Like, one time we were all laughing, and then I went, whoa! Just Mountain Dew all over the table.
Our friend Nicky said that this is like one of the only times he's ever been embarrassed. I forgot my card.
Yep.
And like, the lady like walked outside and was like waving the card at us because I forgot about it.
Because when that happened, we beelined it out because we didn't want to see the repercussions. We just felt so bad.
I tried cleaning it up. You didn't.
I just kept laughing.
You didn't even clean it up. You just left it.
I'm sorry. It was a heat of the moment thing.
I like
it's just a weird moment.
Yeah, Applebee's is great. I miss Applebee's. It's a banger spot. I like how when you would pay, they had those like tablet things
those
there.
little kiosk thingies.
And what's funny is that like they didn't really like track the signature, but they did see it when you signed on there. And they saw it.
So it's different.
Every time I always sign yeet.
I think one time I took the time to draw a picture of like a house and I drew like a sun. It was like a little, and I sent it in. I remember because like the bartender looks at it afterwards, and I just remember looking over there, and I think they started laughing. It was like
the house with the
little
sun.
house, the sun in the corner.
This guy's artistic.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I miss that place, and they need to bring it back.
My watch thinks I'm running. I was moving my arm so much it thought I was on a 10-minute run.
Pretty much. You're on an hour-long podcast.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, in order to go to Applebee's now, you have to go to like Wausau or Wisconsin Rapids.
It's like 20 to
like
30 minutes out of town.
Yeah, and
they don't even have they got rid of their platter deal.
They got rid of the platter.
Because we went to one when we were visiting, because apparently that was their big like money sucker. Like they didn't make a lot of money off of that.
Everybody bought it when it was half apps.
Well,
it's
because
a no-brainer.
it was like $7.
And you got 4 different things.
I think it was like 5.
Was it?
It was like it was 7.
Mozzarella. Oh, was it really?
$7, but like you got like 5 different things. Or something.
Yeah, it was like the mozzarella sticks, quesadillas, wings.
Yep. And then
chips and the spinach dip. Oh my god! Though the best spinach artichoke dip I've ever had was at Amber Grill here in Point, and because they served it in a bread bowl, and put it in there, and I've only been there like twice, but God, it was good. It was very good. But
yeah, they had like the 2-for-1, but then they got it all screwed up.
Yeah, they got it all fucky.
2-for-1. What?
For like students, you could buy like. Yeah, it was like buy one get one free.
Oh,
but it was supposed to be like 1/2 off or something.
Yeah, it was. They got it all weird. It was like
so
buy
like,
one get one.
You guys got to buy one get one when you did it, but then Zach and I went back another time or something.
They screwed it up by the time like me and Zach went.
So we were misled.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. So we haven't gone back since. But
yeah,
it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, we just don't have that spot because you go to B-Dubs, but like B-Dubs closes early too, and they're so busy all the time.
Yeah, B-Dubs is expensive too. Like
honestly, if you want to have a good meal, it's like $17.
You have to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays when they have those deals. Otherwise,
yeah. But even then, it's like they change. What company like bought them out? There's some company, like some other food company, like bought B-Dubs and changed a bunch of stuff.
Like Buffalo Wild Wings, who hurt you?
I know, right? Like, it used to be so good, and now I go there, and half the wings are, like, dry, and I'm like, I haven't been there in, like, a year and a half, maybe. It's just, I haven't gone back. Maybe I should soon, but I don't know. I know some place bought it out, and they changed a bunch of stuff, and it's just not that good anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer. Because I used to be another, like, spot we'd go. But
now we just don't.
Yeah,
we haven't gone out in a while. Where are you gonna go?
Exactly.
Perkins, I guess, but
Perkins sucks.
Yeah.
Anyone that likes Perkins, I'm sorry. Like just
Arby's is pretty darn good.
I don't know. I don't get the hate on Arby's. Honestly, like their fresh food stuff.
They got a 2 for $6, and it's pretty reasonable.
Their
Otherwise,
euros
they're
are
overpriced.
Their euros are good. Like their fresh market stuff is really good. Their wraps are insane. Like
so,
I'm always a beef and cheddar guy.
This brings up a topic. This can be anything. What is something that you think is overhated? It could be anything. Just something that you think gets a lot of hate for no reason.
Well, I would say Steelers, but obviously I'm going to talk about...
very biased.
No, I mean, obviously, right off the top of my head would be Arby's. I just think that that's overhated to what it actually is, and I don't think people really understand like what's all on the menu. I mean, yeah, Arby's on the outside don't look like very appealing, but like just try it out. Like the menus are insane. Like you get some really good healthy options at Arby's.
I've eaten at Arby's like 3 times, and the first 2 times were pretty bad. I got like a Reuben because I'm a big Reuben guy, and not good.
Their Reuben just is not that great.
It's too greasy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. Like with their beef and stuff like that. I mean, I can get it, but like their other stuff is so good.
Yeah. But one thing for me that I think is super overhated, I'm not saying this in the sense of like this thing is like the greatest thing ever. Hot take. But the musical Hamilton. Okay. I'm a history nut. I do not think that it's not even my personal favorite. However, it gets 2 things. A shitload of hate and like, there are good reasons, because there are people that overhype
I have my reasons.
By a mile. That's understandable. But
I have my reasons why I don't like it.
But to me, for the people who haven't seen it and give it a lot of hate solely because other people think it's really, really good, like to the point of where it's like, oh, it's the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. Give it a try. They haven't. You can watch it now, and I like it a lot because it's a big history thing, and I think that it gets a good story. It's not my personal favorite either. I don't think that I'm not saying like Hamilton's the greatest thing ever, but I think that it gets a lot of hate, and it's a very good.
Well, a lot of its hate doesn't come from the thing itself, from the musical. So it comes from the fans.
And that's what I don't like.
That's the same thing about 21 Pilots, Rick and Morty, all those different type of things. Stranger Things, 13 Reasons Why. A lot of reasons why people don't listen or watch those things.
Because of those.
It's because of the fans, and it's not because of the actual stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like
honestly, the source content for, I mean, basically any fandom, like. Any content can be really good, but then you got the fans that just ruin it for everybody.
And it's really a bummer, because like I went and saw Hamilton in person in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Great show. One of my like favorite just like shows I've gone and seen.
Well, and honestly, the reason why I don't like Hamilton is because of the fans. I had really bad experiences.
See, and I never did. And that's probably why I speak.
Which is why I'm highly. I'm fine with it. I'm just saying, like, it's just
like. When I've been on like when I was on like church mission trips, like we would request songs, and all like me and one other guy were like, can we just play like one song? And everyone just like blew up at us. They're like, no, blah blah blah, and they're like, I was like, why don't you like it? They're like, oh, like, have you listened to it? And they're like, no. It's like, well, why don't you like it? Like, I don't like musicals. I'm like, you watch Disney movies.
Yeah,
that's what they are. Disney movies are musicals. Like
Disney movies. Overrated.
True. Certain
Pixar movies, banger.
Are banger.
Pixar movies, amazing.
Pixar is amazing. Same with DreamWorks.
Yeah,
DreamWorks is very good.
The only Disney movie that's not overrated is Brother Bear. I think that's
Brother Bear is very good.
However, I think that's Disney.
And I think that those movies, they come with a lot of hype just because of their Disney.
Yeah.
And Disney's a big brand. But yeah, I never find myself itching to watch like Frozen.
Like, oh my gosh, Frozen 2! We gotta listen to Frozen 2.
I've never seen Frozen 2, and I'm never going to unless I have a daughter.
I saw... This is why... So this is funny.
But I've seen Frozen so many times.
I've seen Frozen 2 once.
I did as well.
Ironically. Because they were showing it... It had, like, recently come out, and they were showing it on campus. And that night, I was with, like, a bunch of buddies, and we were drunk. And like, because we were gonna watch, because I think season 7 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars had just come out, and like we were all big Star Wars fans. We were gonna go watch the first episode, and we were like, "This is gonna be great." And then after we watched that, we didn't really know what to do, and then someone was like, "Hey, Frozen 2 is showing on campus," and we were all like, kind of tipsy and a little like, some of us were pretty drunk, not to the point where like it was like. Bad. We weren't like crazy obnoxious, but like I went and saw it ironically on campus. We sat in the way back, and there's a few times where like we were like, I was like fucking around with the projector. Like I put my hand up in front of it. People were getting really. There's a few people right in front of us that were getting really mad, but we knew them, so it was kind of funny. But like, yeah, I pre-gamed to watch Frozen 2 on my college campus.
Wasn't there that dude that like ran up to you guys?
Yes. So this was funny. This guy had apparently seen it before, and like he had been watching it again, apparently one of those big Disney fans, and he was sitting right by us, and he was like, oh, you guys gotta stay for like the end credits scene.
What is this, Marvel?
Yeah, I know, right? Like it's not a Marvel movie, but we were sitting there, and we were like, we didn't want to be like rude, so we were just like, fine, whatever, we'll stick around, we have nothing better to do. And we were sitting there, and like he was telling us how great it was. We were like, fucking whatever, we'll just stay. And we got there, and I don't even remember it because it was so just like not it. And we were like, we stayed like an extra 20 minutes for this. Or like oh, whatever. Because like a bunch of our other friends had already left.
Yeah.
And like we were like, fuck this. And then we get up and we're walking out, and I don't know, like this guy must have been staying back and talking, but we were like outside, like. We were about a block away from the building that we had seen it in, and this guy just sprints past us. The same guy, he's hauling ass.
It's like the Naruto run.
Yeah,
just
he just books it, and we're like, what the fuck? Like this guy had to get home by like 12:30. Like what the fuck? Like we're just walking, we're these footsteps, and this guy just ran past us. We're like, what the fuck? But it was
another hot take.
Odd. Okay.
Talking about the Naruto runs. Hot take, anime is real good. The fans are what's garbage.
Yes, I will agree.
I've seen some good animes, I'm not gonna lie, but I never watched them myself. I was shown them.
I've never sat down and watched an anime. However, I do think the art style and a lot of the storytime narratives are very good.
I enjoyed Spirited Away in my class.
Spirited Away,
I watched like
I've seen 3 like anime styled movies because we actually had a Japanese class in like when I went to school. Which is another thing that apparently isn't very common. Like this is the only school I've ever heard of that actually does that. But we watched Spirited Away. It was like some with fireflies. It was like one that was based in World War II, and it was very sad.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up now. I think
I've seen a Cowboy Bebop or something.
Cowboy Bebop is fantastic.
I've heard good things.
Or Space Dandy. I've seen that one too.
I haven't seen that one.
These are the ones that my roommate showed me.
He was probably a big fan of like the space era kind of older ones.
It was good.
Yeah.
For me, I just don't know much about it, and I got a lot of other things that I want to watch.
No, yeah, that's completely understandable.
Like if someone's like watching, like, oh, yo, you should see this, and I'm like not doing anything, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It's just an anime.
It's
I don't
called
really care, but like
Grave of the Fireflies.
Okay.
It's very good, and I highly recommend it. It's about these 2 siblings who, they're in Japan, obviously. Their dad went off to fight in World War II, and I think he was killed. Their mom was killed in a firebombing. And they're basically like living on the stuff. It's like the older brother who's probably like 15, and the younger sister who's probably like 4. And it's really sad, but it's very good.
The only thing about animes for me is like they got to be translated into English because
absolutely.
I'm
personally a big advocate of dubbing over subbing because I like to enjoy it with the language I know rather than.
I just don't want to be reading the entire time.
If it's a bad dub, though, it
sometimes a bad dub makes it better. Like there's this anime. It's called Ghost Stories. You need to look it up.
Okay. The English dub.
The English dub is absolutely amazing. It has an all-star cast, and the dubbing company basically was like, "Yeah, here you go. Have fun with it. It flunked in Japan. Just make it fun." So literally, like they throw in the retard word everywhere. They give in the F word, and oh man, it's just so funny.
That's hilarious.
Because like they said, you can't change the narrative, but you can ad lib anything.
It's great.
So it was a time. Like I watched it with Luke.
Yeah, it's just a lot to like read and also watch at the same time.
100%. I can't get behind that, but if there's a series or something I want to watch.
Speaking of just like bad dubs, so I'm a big Star Wars fan. And there is a version. My favorite Star Wars movie is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and there's a version of it on YouTube that was uploaded a few years ago. And essentially what it was, I think this is the correct term, it was translated into Chinese.
Yep.
And then auto-translated back into English. And it's the translation from Revenge of the Sith is Star Wars, I think it was Star Wars the Third, Backstroke of the West.
Yeah, Backstroke of the West.
And this movie I watched it twice in a row.
You watched the entire thing?
I've seen it 3 times.
Oh my god.
It is so fucking funny because
So is it like the Google Translate voice doing everything?
yeah, they have voice acting.
Okay.
So it's like not painstaking to
This
sit
dude
through.
that did
Yeah.
Yoda though,
The Yoda dub is
so
terrible.
bad.
He sounds like an old lady.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
Oh,
because it's just like a bunch of guys who are friends who like dubbed it. pretty
Yeah,
much.
something like that.
And it's
Have you
just-
guys seen Kung Pao?
Yeah, Kung Pao
Kung
to the
Pao,
Fist, where
yep.
he fights the cow.
It's so good.
That's a great one.
Oh man.
It just makes fun of like poorly dubbed like
Exactly.
Japanese movies.
And Luke, if you're watching this, yeah, you're the reason I watched Kung Pao. My
Kung
god,
Pao.
it's
That is
amazing.
a very funny movie. I watched that one time when I was in like early high school or like
I first
middle
heard of it
school.
when Luke showed me a couple
We
clips this
found
last
it-
school year.
we found it like just at a video store. We just
Really?
watched it.
It was on DVD?
Mm-hmm. We found it like a family video and we were watching
That's
it.
hilarious.
It was a good time. But yeah, I think the other like Japanese movies I've seen, Totoro is one of them.
Yeah.
So Totoro, Spirited Away, Grave of the Fireflies. There's one other one. I want to say it's like Castle in the Sky.
Okay.
It sounds about right.
Basically, anything Studio Ghibli is fantastic.
It had the same animation.
Yeah, that one.
Is that like
Randy,
Disney?
Spirited Away is from Studio Ghibli, so you've seen
Yeah,
at least
it's Castle in the Sky.
I just don't know things, you know.
one. Yeah, I feel you.
There's also
Not really
this
my
other
thing.
one that I watched. It was like a one where this girl was like a fish, and she like turned into a human. Fuck, I don't remember.
Ponyo?
Damn.
Yeah, Ponyo.
That's also a Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, Ponyo. That's a good one. Those are all the ones I've seen.
I'm here with you guys.
I
It's
still-
fine.
I just
fine.
remember this part where she initially runs out of the water, and she's just got this like fucking angry look in her face, just like, and she's just like fucking sprinting at this child, and she's got weird like chicken legs.
Yeah.
It's just weird, but that was I've seen like 5 because I watched them in like my Japanese course, and that's all I remember from that course. Don't ask me to speak anything in Japanese. I don't know anything.
Also, 100% of our audience are men.
Yeah, fun fact.
All male.
Gotta love that blue audience.
All male. No women.
Yeah,
What do
no
we
girls
gotta
allowed.
do?
If you're a girl and you listen to this, stop.
Stop.
It's a little late.
What do we have to show our budussies?
Shout out to my moms for shoving me out her pussy. I will say that on Friday.
Oh, please do.
Fun fact for everyone listening: Friday is my birthday, turning 21. It'll be very fun.
Wish
Isn't
the party
he so
boy a happy
special?
birthday.
Finally turns the big 2-1.
Yeah, whole 12.
Yeah. Gonna hold up the 2 and the 1 balloons like all the
Yeah.
girls do.
Oh my god.
That's
Well,
another can of worms.
yeah, we have been going for a good hour and a half.
Yeah, man. We're
Heck
never
yeah, man.
consistent.
It's been
It's
solid.
all right, though.
It's great, but I think
So what we got to do when we have guests on.
I mean, that's just what happens when you got somebody in the kitchen.
in the
In
kitchen,
the kitchen.
on the couch, and in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
But I think this is a good place to leave it
Have
off.
anything you want to plug, Trent?
Any last words while you're in
Well,
the kitchen?
I mean, if you want to find me on any social medias, find me at TRENT12999, all caps, no spaces. I'm also starting a new channel called the GPU Guru. I'm looking to do some tech stuff on there, so
Oh,
if you want
fun.
to check that out, should
Did
be
not know about
a new
that.
venture of myself coming soon.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well,
As
that's-
always,
yeah.
if you have any questions, DM us on Instagram.
Shoot
On
us
the
a DM.
Chouch.
On the Chouch.
Follow us
there.
Yeah.
We will be launching a TikTok account soon. The YouTube channel is up. We will be posting this probably within the next few days.
I didn't really even look at the camera that much. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
In the
We
future,
don't-
we'll
kinda
be
forgot
giving
that we had a
updates on
camera.
the Twitter too.
Yeah, Twitter account will be there soon. Yeah, follow us on socials, and that's it for us. Hope you got it this far.
yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
Peace.
Peace out.